Hey, YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to some Isaac. We're doing some classic Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, Rebirth, Anti-Birth plus Fiend Folio Edition. I might play that actually. I've been seeing NL playing it. Look, I'm not saying I would steal any content ideas from NL. Cough, cough. Tomorrow's video. Oops. But Fiend Folio looking pretty good. That said, I'm doing normal Isaac today. I'm doing classic Isaac, and by classic I mean I'm in a good mood, which is not necessarily what I've been. Oh, Judas, good. What I've been going into recent Isaac dailies episodes with, and I also have nothing in particular to talk about. I just wanted to do a little bit of Isaac and a little bit of talking. It's very warm right now, which is pretty cool. Weird for February, considering this is usually when it snows. We got a little snow through January this year, which is nice. It's only 11 degrees. Wow, that surprised me because it's been like 15, 16 earlier this week and didn't feel this warm. Although I guess it's the afternoon, so it's probably cooling down. It was probably higher today. Apparently it's gonna be this time today in St. Louis. It's gonna be 15. There you go. Listen, I just felt like I had a little chance to do a little bit of daily Isaac run. I didn't even look to where it was to. Oh, mother, nice little short one, nice little baby short one. Yeah, not particular to talk about today. There's some stuff like semi on the back burner. You know, I mentioned I did an episode a couple of weeks ago that I didn't upload in the end, so maybe I can nick some topics from that and re-talk about. Yeah, I'll take this. I don't mind this thing. Don't mind this thing at all. Little tears up. Good for accuracy, which is very important in this game. Accuracy. But yeah, I hope everyone's weekends are going all right so far. Whenever this goes up, or whenever you may be watching this, maybe you're watching it in the future. That'd be wild. How's America doing? Is it still around? You guys started any like wars yet or anything? Probably. I don't know. Depends how far in the future. Let's full clear. Yeah, I hope everyone's weekends are going well. I had a nice Friday night. I drank a load of Malibu and played Genshin all night with my friends, which is basically the life. And then tonight is Saturday, and I'm gonna drink whiskey all night, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do actually. Potentially play Genshin all night, maybe. I don't know. I was thinking. Okay, you know what? We can't talk about this because this is something I talked about in the episode that didn't go up. I was thinking, I don't know what to play tonight, right? Because basically, I've reached this point recently, and this is very much a semi problem. It's a good problem to have. It's a suffering from success moment. People keep saying that in Twitch chat recently. It's a DJ Khaled meme, but people, I don't know. Apparently that's the meme that's popping right now. I keep seeing people referencing it in Twitch chat. It's very much been a suffering from success meme. For the past like couple months or so, I can't be bothered to be honest. For the past like couple months or so, I've been doing so much like primarily my gaming time has been spent doing like co-op stuff in various capacities in various games, and I'll always prioritize co-op stuff anyway. Like even before, recently, like for a while now, just because I enjoy playing with my friends so much. But the past couple of months, like most of what I've had on the go has been co-op stuff, right? So it's been like Genshin, which has probably the most solo stuff that I've had going on. Is that Holy Light? Yeah, sick. But even then, like the solo stuff I play, primarily I only do the solo stuff for the sake of keeping up with the group for the co-op stuff, right? Like I still primarily play that game for co-op, and then we've had a Stardew farm going on, a little bit of Minecraft, but everything kind of like that's been my thing is like shit. Looking for stuff to play solo. It's kind of reached the point where I've done so much co-op over the past couple of months or so. It kind of reached the point where it's like, that monkey that they sent to space, and it just had such a great time that when it came back to Earth and it knew that it was never going to go to space again, it ended up killing itself because it knew that it would never reach that high that it got from going to space ever again, right? So poor monkey ended up yeeting itself, right? It's like that. It's like I try and get into solo games. Maybe got a bit of extra time, or maybe it's a night when people aren't on, or maybe we played for like a couple nights in a row, so we're chilling a little bit. And then I'm like, what do I do, dude? What do like gamers? Like I used to do solo. I used to just play solo games all the freaking time, and now I'm like, I don't even know what to do with myself. So I'm kind of like running the gambit a little bit. I don't mind playing a little bit of Minecraft solo on the server. I spent probably like 6 hours over the not this week just past, but the week before, spread out over 3 nights, hollowing out a massive underground rail station section, and then I finished hollowing it out. Or not quite, but mostly finished hollowing it out, and then just haven't played since. So, I don't know, maybe I could do that, but then it's like, I tried it, so Genshin's pretty good. Josh started a new Genshin account last night, and I weighed that up, because my thing with Genshin was, I started late, right? Like a week or a week and a half late. When the people in the group that had already been playing up to that point had been playing since it came out, pretty much. And then on top of that, I also started on an EU account because that's where I am. And then when we got to co-op levels, found out that you can't. There's no like cross add-in, and like they have like different UID systems or something, different label makers for the different servers. So I couldn't play with my US friends unless I was on a US account. So I then had to start from scratch and catch up again. Which honestly, I stayed up like all night that night to try to get up to where I was. So I didn't send me too far back because I was so far behind, right? In terms of story and also in terms of world rank, all the story I just mashed through immediately. And every time the story comes up in conversation, people are like, "Oh, the story's so good." Spink's like, "Oh, it made me cry actual tears. I was bawling my eyes out." People raving about the story, and I'm just like, "Yeah, dude, go story." And then there was an event the other day, and it did like a recap of the year of all the stuff that happened, and half the shit I didn't even recognize. There was like a big sea hydra at one point. Apparently the wolf that is a weekly boss, which obviously I know about because we fight him every week. But apparently he was in the story at some point, and I had no idea he even had story. Like we've been fighting him for months, and I've been like, "What's this dude's deal? Like, what's the law? Like, what's he doing out here?" Apparently there was story that explained that. I had no idea. I don't even know how many times characters have popped up and I've been like, "Hey, do we know who this person is?" And then people are like, "Yeah, we do." So I very much skipped through it. So part of me was like, "Hey, maybe it could be good to do what Josh did, start a new account, and get all the early wish dopamine once again, but also I could take my time with it this time and experience the story properly." But then I was like, "Nah, you know what? The time investment that I'd dump into it, doing it all again." Maria's been playing recently and has played a frick ton over the past couple of weeks, and she's still, I believe, got story stuff going on. She's like a level 28 now. She's still like got all sorts of wishes going on. So I know that if I did that, it'd be a big time sink. I'm like, hey, if I'm gonna invest, a big time sink into some solo stuff, maybe I should get a new game going, or go back to a game I was playing like last year or something like that I never finished. So that's my thing right now, is just trying to figure out what I want that to be, I guess. Because that I tried Stardew. Stardew is another one I tried to do a solo farm. But again, man, that was probably the biggest one as far as not hitting the same goes. Okay, I'm in a bad position to be dodging here. As far as not hitting the same goes, because I think with Stardew, and I think that game is brilliant. That Stardew, of all the games I've had kind of ongoing over the past couple months, even including like Isaac and Among Us and stuff like that I've played a little bit less. I like that item, not risking it to only be on one Spirit Heart. That's probably the one I have the biggest itch for right now, is Stardew. I just I can't, like every time I play it, every time we stop playing, I want to, I can't wait to play it again next, right? That's probably the one I'm the most into at the moment, or have the biggest itch for. But I tried it solo, and again, it just didn't quite hit the same. And I think that I think it's great. I think it's a great game. I think it works really well in. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I have a hot chocolate that I haven't been drinking. Warm chocolate. Warm chocolate. I think it's great solo. I think it's great co-op. I think both versions of the game are incredible fun. And if you haven't played Stardew, I very much recommend it. Even. It was its 5-year birthday yesterday, 5-year anniversary. Same day as Paul. Poggy, go Paul. Happy Paul Day, everyone. Shout out to Paul for being Paul. Yeah, Stardew, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I recommend it in any capacity. But the thing with Stardew is you compare the co-op to the solo. It's a little bit. It's like it's hard to put my finger on exactly what it is because it's like it's both faster and slower. And what I mean by that, it's like it's slower, like the days go by slower because a lot of stuff pauses the time that doesn't pause it in co-op because obviously multiple people playing the game, which makes sense. But like fishing pauses the time in solo, which it doesn't in co-op. Talking to people pauses the time. And nothing pauses the time in co-op, so the days go way faster in co-op, which means solo feels like the days go much slower. But then at the same time, maybe you think this would cancel it out, but it doesn't necessarily feel like this. They go a lot slower, but at the same time, it feels like you spend all your day doing stuff because you have to do everything yourself, right? You got to plant all your crops, you got to water all your crops. If you want to spend a day mining, that's your day mining. If you want to fish, that's your day fishing, right? Which is fine, and it's probably fun in terms of like time management and stuff, and mining on all the best days. But it takes so long to get the resources compared to this sucks. This sucks. Just get me out of here. I hate these enemies with a burning passion. Compared to on the multiplayer where everyone's kind of got their roles, so to speak. So like for us. So there's the 4 of us. We have the 4-player farm, and Maria will do all the animal stuff. She's the animal farmer, so she takes care of all the ducks and the chickens and the cows. And then Josh will do mining if it's a good mining day, or Josh will be doing fishing stuff if it's a good fishing day. So he's getting money, or he's like doing stuff for the bundles, or he's getting materials in the mines. And then Paul does he's like the farming king. He knows all the crops and the crop placement and what stuff to get, and he's keeping track of all that. And then I just kind of like wander around a little bit and then do what I'm told. That's my role. Well, then that's the thing, you do it solo, you have to do everything. So it's both like, and this is why it's funny, because it's like, sometimes it feels like the days are really slow, because you have to do everything. Or because the game's pausing constantly, it feels like the games are really slow. But then at the same time, sometimes it feels like you don't have enough time, because, you've got to water everything yourself, and then you've got to try and, maybe it's a good mining day, so, the spirits are good, so you go down into the mines for a bit, and then you've got to try and get out of the mines. You've got, less energy to mine within the first place, because you've done all that watering, and then you've got to get out of the mines, and then try and, like, do all your socializing for the day with limited time, because you spent the morning mining, or the morning watering, and the afternoon mining. Dude, it's a lot, man. Fuck. It was a risk I was willing to take for Cricket Head there. So Stardew, fantastic game, and I would recommend it in, like I said, in either capacity. You fucker, you little fucker. Hasn't quite hit the same solo for me. Not gonna lie, it hasn't quite hit the same solo. And then I played a little bit of FIFA. Played a little bit of FIFA on and off, as is usually on the go in some capacity. Although again, even FIFA recently it's been one of those where Spurs have been so incredibly shit recently, and so like soul destroying to be a part of. That usually, even if we go on a bit of a shit run, you'll kind of you can use FIFA to cheer yourself up, because you'd be like, we've been shit, so let's start a career mode and sell all of our shit players and buy a load of good players, and then just like win every game and get a load of trophies and just feel better. But we've been so shit recently that we've pushed through even that to where it's like, I don't even want to play FIFA right now because I don't want to remember the fact that Tottenham exists. So that's been my little dilemma recently. playing with my friends a lot and doing it, and most of my games in rotation being co-op oriented. I've fallen out of the solo loop a little bit, and I talked about this when I originally talked about this in that video that didn't go up. But you'll see tomorrow's video. I do a bit of a deep dive into my Steam profile, and what it originally was going to be was NL did on stream earlier this week, like Monday I think, or Tuesday. He looked through his top 10 most played games on Steam, and like a little beyond that as well. But he looked through his most gameplays on Steam and like talks about them a little bit, which I thought was really interesting to watch him do. When I did the video, it ended up being an hour long, because it's a me video, and they all are stupidly long. And I think it may potentially have ended up being another one of those videos that's interesting basically only to me, but you know what, I thought it was alright. But I ended up doing a bit of a deep dive into the profile. I looked at some of my screenshots from over the years and some of my old reviews and stuff. So that's tomorrow's video. And why was this relevant? Oh yeah, so you'll see in that video how little I play on Steam, or how little I log onto Steam nowadays. But yeah, because I was saying in that most of my solo stuff's on Steam, and I just haven't played much, so that was my thing of being like, okay, maybe I just need to find what I wanna play again. And there's options. I need to go back to Skyrim and finish that 100% playthrough. I need to go back to Fallout 3 and finish that playthrough. I need to go back to Bioshock Infinite and finish that 100% playthrough. Or if I was playing Fallout 3 with the intention of playing New Vegas after it, which I was, maybe I'll just go straight to New Vegas. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's options though, but it's just about that. I've just fallen, like I said, I've just fallen out of the loop. I used to be such a gamer growing up, and I used to play multiplayer games for sure, both like, you know, solo playing, you know, slamming like COD or whatever, or Siege for a while, but also like with friends, a little bit of Minecraft, a little bit of, you know, COD again with friends. But I grew up playing way more stuff by myself than with other people. Even multiplayer stuff, you know, my however many hours, I don't even want to know, I sunk into like COD and stuff, COD online multiplayer, and I'd like 100% the oh, I love this item, man. I'd like 100% all the solo stuff. I'd get all the achievements. I'd do the campaign on the max difficulty. You know, I did all the Spec Ops missions, 3 stars. So I'd do all the solo stuff as well. But yeah, even multiplayer, as much time as I sunk into the multiplayer, 99% of that time was by myself. Like 95% maybe. So I grew up like all my life doing solo stuff. So this is like, you know, nothing new to me. This is like this used to be my jam. I can't believe I walked into that laser. What a big dumb idiot. That's what I am. So it's not a new situation, you know what I mean? Like your boy should know what's going on here, but alas, he does not. So I'm gonna try and, you know, I'm gonna find my way again. Figure that out. Figure out what I want to be playing. Or alternatively, see, it's Saturday, see if anyone else is available tonight, and then hopefully someone says yes, and then I don't play solo. And then I don't have to worry about it for another day. No, I just thought it was interesting. This isn't like an actual, like, oh, I don't know what to do. I mean, well, I guess it is. And as I said, fantastic problem to have. Suffering from success, because I very much enjoy playing games with my friends. And we'll do that every night over solo, or like any night that the choice is there, I'll pick that over solo. You know what I mean? But I just thought it was interesting, having been primarily a solo gamer for most of my life. I thought it was interesting that there was, and this is why the topic came up in that other one, that other episode that didn't go up. This was a couple of weeks ago now. Is because there was a moment a couple weeks ago. Ooh, that was a little bit tight. We made it. A little bit tight. There was an episode a couple weeks ago, like a night or two before I recorded that episode, or an episode a couple weeks ago. A night a couple weeks ago before I recorded that episode, where no one was on like anything, even Genshin, and I went and no one was kind of around. People were just busy that night or whatever. It was just like a regular weeknight. So, oh, you fucker! I was gonna do boss rush. Yeah, you son of a bitch. I was gonna, no one was on, and then I went, maybe I'll play something else, and then I kind of bounced between everything for a little bit. I played like 20 minutes of Stardew and couldn't get into it. I didn't feel like playing FIFA. I scrolled up and down my Steam library a little bit, and I was like, hey, that was when I kind of had the realization. I was like, man, playing so much, co-op stuff recently that I'm like, now, got some solo time. I don't really know what to do myself. So I don't know if anyone has any recommendations for solo games, preferably ones that I already own, so I don't have to buy them again, or buy anything right now. That'd be nice. But yeah, I don't know. We'll check it out. I'm a little annoyed about that. I just would have done boss rush even if I died. I didn't really care. But now I'm like, you fucker. Okay, well that was a little bit of a random episode. Quite short. It's weird when they're short because the videos on this channel are always so damn long. I do a 20-minute one and I'm like, shit, I feel like I haven't filled my quota of speaking yet. I guess I'll watch him. It was a fun little, I don't know, I just felt like doing Isaac today and didn't have anything to talk about, and I guess I found something to talk about. So that felt like a really random episode, or like a really random topic. Like the FOMO one was interesting to me because it's been on my mind a lot recently. I thought I've been doing research into it, so I thought that was an interesting little topic to put some thoughts out on. It's something a lot of people can probably relate to, having been through. I thought that was an interesting topic for an episode. This one feels like it was a little random. But hey, there's a little Isaac for you. Like I said, hope you guys have a great weekend. I appreciate everyone for watching. Hope you guys had nice Fridays and Saturday days, and if you're watching this, on Saturday or Sunday or Monday, I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend / had a good weekend if the weekend has passed. In which case, I hope the next one's great too. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you all in the next episode. I'm gonna go finish my hot chocolate. Alright, later. Bonk.